So Valentino Atrillo, you may have seen pictures of this bloke who thinks he's a woman, who's pretending to be a woman.
And did we talk about him last episode?
Yes, but in the context of something else.
Oh, right, sorry.
I can't remember what we were talking about. So he's married with 2 children. And this is the insanity of these people.
Lots of women are married with 2 children.
Yes, that's true.
But he fathered his children.
He's married with 2 kids. He's a bloke who's grown his hair long and dyed it blonde. That isn't why I'm growing my hair long, by the way. But the insanity of this, and the fact this was reported in the mainstream media, he said he's always wanted to run in the Paralympics ever since he was a little girl. Now, so you have a man here who's a self-confessed tranny. He's trannied from a boy to a man to a woman. Obviously he hasn't. He's just grown his hair long and pretends he's doing. But then he's saying that he wanted to be a Paralympian ever since he was a little girl. And why does the reporter who writes that out just at that point just burst out laughing and say, "What an absolute load of bollocks"?
Because they've bought into all this. That reporter knows if he reports it the way he said it, he'll get a lot of kudos for reporting this trans woman's view that he was always... If you're a trans woman, that means you was always a woman. So even when you were a little boy, you were really a little girl, you just didn't know you was a girl and didn't show yourself to be a girl because society held you down. Those social norms, that queer theory example, held you down. But you was always a little girl. You just didn't know you was a little girl. So it's right to say you were a little girl. More likely, when he was touching a little girl, he wanted to win in the Olympics. That's probably what he meant.
And finally, on the tranny thing, Sutton United female team.
Yeah.
The new goalkeeper is a bloke, basically, who obviously is, we know when we say he's a bloke, he'll have grown his hair long, and he'll be prancing around in an outfit that women never wear, I guess. And I think it's caused a bit of furore. This, I can't remember the story exactly. The
story was the opposition team refused to play.
Yes, and that's interesting, isn't it? Because I think this is what should be happening more now.
Finally, female athletes are beginning to realise that if they don't do something, it's the end of their sports. And these athletes, I shouldn't need to stop this.
Yeah.
Is for women to go, I'm not playing. Like the female darts player who's about to be banned for life. I think it was for life, but it's about to be banned because every time she's up against a trans darts player, she goes, not playing anymore.
Yeah. And that's courage.
That's courage because she's going to lose her career and her income by sticking up for the sport and sticking up for what is right. That's what heroes do. Heroes take a fight and enter a fight they don't have to fight, but do it for the right reasons, and that benefits other people. So you're not a hero if you're being attacked and you fight back. Well, that's self-defense. That's not a hero. Hero is when you go and protect someone else who's being beaten up. And that's what some of these women athletes are beginning to do now. They could easily keep their mouth shut, like 99% of all the other cowardly female athletes. But some of them have had enough and going, no, we need to make a stand.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting because you and I have discussed this a few times. And in the past I've said, I understand why they've done it, because they've trained their lives or whatever, and I've tried to defend them. But I am coming around to your way of thinking. I think this is what they should have been doing from the very beginning. The first time it happened.
And it would have stopped it there.
Yeah, it stopped it dead at that point. I think this backlash has come from America. Riley Gaines, have you heard of her? She's a female swimmer, isn't she? She's the one who stood up against this. I can't remember his name now. That big bloke who still had his penis, who swam against all the. I can't remember his name. He's so insignificant. Coward. He was a coward. But she's the one that stood up against him. Yeah. And she's lost her career now as a result of that. But she's famous now. Yeah. She's on gets lots of whatever. So we're now starting to see it at last, and it's great that whoever was playing Sutton United decided not to play. And I think if this carries on as it's starting to gather momentum, I hope now, even the Olympics with that girl being knocked out, I think people started to recognise then there was something not quite right, and it's become more Whereas before people didn't even comment on it now. I think now people are starting to react, which is a positive, I think.
It is. We need more brave female athletes making a stand. Not talking about it, making a stand, which is not compete against you because you're not a woman.
Yeah.
Not going to compete against you. I don't compete against men.
Yeah.
When you're a man, I'm not competing.
Yeah.
I'm walking off and that's it.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy that video? I think you did. Come on now, hit that bell, subscribe, comment. Let's build this channel. I need more followers. I need more subscribers. Be part of the journey. See you soon.